shows that Nigerian inflation rate for June 2020 stood at 12.56%, the highest in 26 months. Inflation has become a bugbear as uncertainty about local supply chains, rising job losses, and falling real interest rates discourage capital importation and foreign direct investment. The steady rise in inflation rate has been attributed to the continuous spread of the coronavirus pandemic and variety of statewide lockdowns which disrupted domestic manufacturing. As the world waits for the vaccine for COVID-19, most economies continue to struggle with the spread of the virus and the adverse consequences on their economy. With over 40,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19, Nigeria is still in the early days of economic disruption, with cases of the virus growing steadily as testing numbers per day improve. Hello and thanks for joining us today on TVN Business Daily. I am Chiwendu Osisiago, and today we shall be discussing on inflation spike and rising coronavirus cases, understanding economic. But before we go further, let's look at what is happening in the business world.
My name is Chiwendu Osisiago, presenter at Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed, and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business and your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
Equity trading and the flow of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Monday closed on the positive note with a gain of 186 billion naira, following gains recorded by some blue chip firms. The market performance index, NSE All Share Index, appreciated by 1.46%, with market breadth closing negative with 15 gainers against 19 losers. Consequently, the All Share Index grew by 355.88 basic points, or 1.46%, from 24,427.73 index point last Friday to 24,783.61, while the market's capitalization of equities appreciated by 186 billion naira to close at 12.93 trillion naira from 12.74 trillion naira. On the activities chart, the premier subsector dominated in volume term with 62.34 million shares exchanged in 1,673 deals. The subsector was enhanced by the activities in the shares of FBMH PLC and Lava Cement PLC. Electricity consumers in the country have expressed disappointment over the metering scheme introduced by the federal government last year, as meter deployment by distribution companies has slowed down. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission had on March 8, 2018 approved the meter asset provider regulations aimed at fast-tracking the closure of the metering gap in the sector through the engagement of third-party investors for the financing, procurement, supply, installation, and maintenance of electricity meters. NEC, which set a target of metering all customers within 3 years, directed the discourse and the approved meter asset providers to commence the rollout of meters not later than May 1, 2019. The Commission said recently that 249 complaints were received from customers from June 19 to 25, adding that interruptions, meters, and billing topped the list of the consumers' complaints. The payment of bills electronically almost doubled from January to May this year compared with the same period in 2019. Analysis of the latest data from the Nigerian interbank settlement scheme indicated that the use of digital financial transaction platforms for the payment of utility bills and other subscriptions in the first 5 months of this year hit 444.16 billion naira. The volume of e-bills payments from January to May this year was 373,652 compared to 530,941 in the corresponding period in 2019. However, further analysis of the data indicated that the volume of electronic payments of bills such as electricity bill, tax payments, toll payments, cable TV subscriptions, hotel bookings, school fees, and airtime top-up, among others, declined by 30%. Banks' non-performing loans stood at 1.2 trillion naira as of the end of June, according to figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria on Monday. This amounted to about 6.4% of the gross credit of the banks to the economy, which stood at 18.9 trillion naira as of the period under review. The latest statistics show that the banks have gradually reduced the bad debt in their books in recent years. This was linked to increased recoveries, write-offs, and disposals by the lending institutions. At the end of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting last week, the Central Bank of Nigerian Governor Godwin Emefiele affirmed that the non-performing loans had decreased in the sector. And that's the business update on Television Nigerian. I am Chiwendu Osisiago. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
My name is Chiwendu Osisiago, presenter Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed, and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business, I mean your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-6959 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all the social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
Joining us, it's TV and Business Daily. Like I said earlier, we shall be discussing on the spikes and rising coronavirus cases, understanding economics. My guest is here in the studio. He is an economic financial analyst, Mr. John Ochaye. You're welcome to TV Business.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Nigeria.
It's good to have you today.
Welcome.
Okay, with the inflation spikes, how will this affect the Nigerian households? How do you think, as a financial analyst that you are?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, we should understand what inflation is all about. Because when you mention inflation, it's just an ambiguous word that average households, those who are not in the financial sector, those who doesn't understand economic analysis, they won't be able to understand what inflation is all about. But come to think of it, inflation is just plenty of money. Let me use the word plenty of money so that those in the downtrodden to understand what is mean plenty of money. That is too much money in your bank account is chasing few goods in the market. That is what inflation is all about. Because the spike of inflation, that is to say, the higher there is an inflation, that is to say, the higher, the more money is chasing few goods. Just for instance, you might have 100,000 naira in account, and then maybe the foreign exchange between dollars and naira, is exchange rate is at the rate of maybe, let's assume on the parallel market, let's say 420 naira, or maybe in the interbank market is exchanging maybe between 387 point something kobo, so to say. You see, now, if you are supposed to buy a television set, for instance, and that money, maybe when the dollar exchange is at rate of 150, you can buy two television sets maybe in the cost of 50 naira. But with the spike of inflations now, the dollar exchange is way high. And at this point of time, the money you are meant to use for two products in the market, you are using to buy one product. And there is no salary increase and there is no increment. That is to say, the honor is on this household, that the little income or the little proceed from their resources that is coming to their pocket is being used to purchase one item as against the different item they should have ordinarily purchased with that money. And that is the problem we are facing with the dwindling of the COVID-19. And we should understand that Nigeria economy, we are not really doing very well before. And then with the coming of the pandemic or the issues we have at our disposal now, it's making it really difficult because the foreign direct investment is dwindling because the foreign investment is not really coming. So the focus now is on the local economy, and for that reason, there is no money in the foreign reserve for us to exchange to lower the exchange rate of the dollars between dollars and Nigeria. And for that reason, we find it very, very difficult to balance the trade, to make sure the money, the naira is having a lot of value to, balance the inflation spike. So it's difficult. So, but as it is now, as the economic is opening, as we are experiencing, maybe in the nearest future, there will be a different change. Thank you.
So are you saying that there is hope for the Nigerian people?
Yeah, there is a hope. Because the essence of life, human being cannot die from hope. Because the day you don't have hope to persevere, then automatically that is the end point of it. As a society, this is an economy. We know we are having the different challenges at our disposal. Ordinarily, that does not mean we won't have a hope. As every human being, as you wake up in every day from our respective humble abode, we definitely have hope. If you don't have hope, we wouldn't have moved from your humble abode to your respective business environment. We have hope. Nigeria have hope. And even me, I have hope. And I believe that what is happening is just like it's just like a smoke. You might be seeing fire burning. Ordinarily, you might not see the fire burning, but you might be seeing the smoke. But once a while, the smoke will disperse. And for that reason, I will attribute that to, use that illustration to attribute it to the economic environment. Economy can go back and forth. That does not mean that the economy will not be open. We know there is a problem. Just like, for instance, now, some countries are in war. And then after the war, they will also come and harmonize where they have done wrong, where they have done right. They will balance it and come to a term and ensure they move forward. And moving forward is to open the market in such a way that everybody will be benefiting to have a desired comfort.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. John Ochai. Okay, now with the over 40,000 coronavirus confirmed cases in Nigeria, how well do you think this will continue to affect our economy and affect we Nigerians?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chikwenu. It is not that the increase in the coronavirus that we are focusing the attention that determine. The determinant of the economic is not solely depending on the coronavirus pandemic we have in the country, but the model or the models of the up and running or the mode of operations in which the managers of the economic are operating on that determine whether the market will open and the market will not open. But from the PTF, that is the Joint Task Force, the Coronavirus Joint Task Force, have come out with a template of relaxing the lockdown. Even as at last week, you see the mode of operation, a guideline. So let me use the word, the guideline of the PTF have really tell us that yes, things will begin to peak, but it might not peak in the space where we are expecting, but gradually it's going to peak. But with the hike, or let me not use the word hike, because when you use the word hike, it's like maybe somebody is inflating it. But with the increase in the coronavirus, Nigeria image in the world is already been bastardized because of what? When you are in a conference, when you are in a community of nations, and the leaders of other nations is making jest of our country, Nigeria, you should know there is a problem. Even we within the country, we know there is a problem, despite the fact that we fail to tell ourselves the truth. Isn't it? Though we have been having hitches, just of recent, you can see the NDDC probe by the National Assembly. You can see the whole saga that was going on there. Yeah. We can see the saga in the EFCC. You can see the other sagas we have seen. In this country, we see a governor who wore a female clothes, you understand, from London to Nigeria. Till this very moment, nothing happened. We are in this country whereby the members of the National Assembly, mobilize maize to be stored in the National Assembly. So we ourselves, we are painting the image of Nigeria that is not really tell good for our country. And for that reason, when pandemic is increasing, you see, before the coming of the pandemic to Nigeria, a brigade wife, I think Melena Brigade, you understand, if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected. What did she say? He said, when coronavirus enter Africa, dead body corpse will be littered in the street. And I thought it would be an eye-opener for the continent of Africa. Let me not even put Nigeria in the front already, because I know, being a giant of Africa, we always seen ourselves as a front burner to direct and drive the vehicle, to pad the vehicles to the extent that other Africa will be able to copy from us. But come to think of it, the reverse is the case. Even within the pandemic, where we have lost a lot of life in the globe, we are still playing politics in managing our economy. That whatever we are saying, people do not believe and have trust in the system. And that is why you see that the international community, the foreign investor who were supposed to come to the country to invest in the country, they lost hope in a way. You understand? Because since 2015 to date, we thought that the present government would have turned the hand of the clock around and changed the perceptions of the people, and changed the understanding of the people, and changed the mentality of the people. Because when you focus your attention to corruption, it's not about even stealing the money from the respective places that we are stealing the money, but the corruption of the mind is even worse than the physical cash corruption that we are focusing our attention. Because in our family now, nobody sees the corruption as a heinous crime. Nobody sees corruption as a bad thing. And in as much as this problem is not clean, in as much as this problem is not solved, in as much as we did not rebrand the mindset of the people, it will be a continuous process. Because I always said, when I'm being called or given opportunity of this to express, I said the corruption is even in our blood, it's running in our vein. Because even if you born a child today, before, when I was growing up, when you give a child the money, the child don't know the importance of that money, he will reject the money. But if you are with a child of 6 months and you stretch your hand to give the child money, what happens? The child will collect that money. That is to say, the child knows the impact of the money, because he knows that with this money I will be able to buy sweet from the superstore. You understand? But let me come back, because what we are discussing today is all about inflation. Inflation and deflation is an opposite. Inflation in the society is even worse than the pandemic itself. And with the managers of the economic of Nigeria, we thought by this time they would have come with an economic template that will able to balance the economy and give value to Naira, so that by the time we exchange money in the international market, we're able to have the value to the goods we are purchasing from the market. But it's not happening the way we expected it.
Well, you as the financial analyst, do you see a resilient Nigerian economy in the face of all this?
That is why I'm concentrated on what I am saying. There is no resilience in it because we are not sincere in tackling even the pandemic before we are even coming to build the economy, before we are thinking of the resilience of the whole processes. So that is why I will give a preamble by analyzing towards the effects, why the inflation will continue to persist. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is the worst and the highest of the inflation, you understand, we have ever experienced. You understand? And now, being a journalist, you have been doing an investigative journalism to understand what it means by inflation. Since 2015 to date, what has changed in the market? Apart from little indices that will go up and come back and went back to the same positions again. Nothing has changed. Then if you can spend 5 years running on a government and there is no change, then automatically what does that mean? That is to say, you are not fit for the job. And the people in the helm of affairs are not fit for the job. And a situation whereby if people are not removed from their post of responsibility for the act of their incapability, automatically the same reprisal effect will continue to replicate. And to this very moment now, tell me what have really changed? The managers of economy are not managing the economy well, and they remain in the same position, and they have not been changed. And you are expecting the inflation rate to change also as well. It's impossible. And if you look at the society, the high insecurity nature is alarming. Last week, what happened? In Kaduna State, there were a crisis. In Borno, every now and then, Boko Haram is even on the top gear. If you go to Katsina, the banditry is still happening. If you go to the south, kidnapping is on the higher rate, is even in alarming. With all those things put together, you understand? Already there is a fear in the mindset of the people. And the picture we painted to the globe, we are are 40 pictures. What do I mean by 40 pictures? Because we have not really sat down to express our view and tell the world that, okay, this is who we are, to change the perception, to change the narrative, and to change the happenings of the situation that is happening in our country. And once that is not changed, automatically we will continue to be in this peg of the quail or this quagmire that we have found ourselves in.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Jan. Before we go on a quick break, let's take this next question. Okay, what other sector do you think in Nigerian is worst hit so far?
Thank you very much. The hospitality business in Nigeria is worst hit by the coronavirus, because you see, for the hotels to come back to their feet, it will be very difficult. Aviation also, we are also hit, because you see, for over 3 months now, the aviation sector has been let me use the word closed entirely. We know how many people we have lost, that have lost their job from the aviation sector. From the hospitality business, we have also, based on the statistic, I might not have a actual statistic as it is now, but I can tell you virtually 50% of people have been laid off from the hospitality business. And also the theater art, the movie industry, music industry are also worse hit, because that is entertainment industry. Because before, most way that they used to showcase or exhibit their art is through show. You understand? You know, they use show because now album doesn't even sell because of what is it called? A copy. You know, duplications or copy. You know, because you might have a very good information or art somebody else before you even send it to the public domain. Other person have already copied and start disposing that, making money while you are not making. So for that reason, they find it very difficult to get money on that aspect. I think that is why they concentrated on areas of show where you invite them to come and support you, and the money they make from the ticket sales then will be able to sustain them. But as it is now, the lockdown and then the guideline of the PTF now have put everybody in their domain that they could not really cross the boundaries of the government to do the needful. For that reason, they are worst hit.
What about the education sector? You know, a lot of teachers are still on the street looking for how to feed themselves and the family.
Yes, yeah. Automatically, it has been hit because they have not been going to work, you know, and the students were supposed to pay school fees for them to pay. Teachers are not there, apart from the government environment and government teachers, which government is paying them despite the problem we have at our hand. So, but I was just trying to brief touch the environments where you asked, and that is why I did not bring the educational sector. But there is one important thing that we need to also understand, that those in the private those who are in the private school or private school environment, such that I also wish that the government should look into it and create a form of a palliative in the name of maybe cash transfer to their respective teacher, because with the lockdown, if resources is not coming to the system, it will be very difficult for the management to pay their teacher.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. John Ochai. Our time is fast spent, but we'll go on a quick break, and after the break, you give us your final take.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us.
Now the match don't start. Tunde na him first catch coronavirus. Him pass am to Sarah. Sarah go market and she dash Adamu. Adamu carry the virus run come give him children for house. Now so the children carry the virus enter playground. From playground, it can't enter grandpa body. Grandpa take over, pass and give him friends as they shake hand for road. Now so grandpa friends carry coronavirus go their house. So before you know, they don't throw away and give everybody for yard. Now so corona enter box 18 and he say go! My people, if we give coronavirus chance, it go win all of us. Protect yourself and your family. Stay inside your house and make sure say you dey wash your hand with soap and water at least 12 times a day. If you get cough and fever and it dey hard you to breathe, call 0800 026 7662. Corona dey kill. Make we careful
Thanks for staying with us again, and if you just joining us, it's still Thinking Business, and we've been discussing on inflation spikes and coronavirus cases, understanding economic. Of course, my guest has been discussing with us. He is an economic financial analyst, Mr. John Ochai. Before we went on a break, I said you're going to say your final take because of our time. So what's your final take, Mr. John?
Well, my final take is not far-fetched. You know, when the coronavirus hits the country, the economic manager put fear into us without truly analyze the process. And that is why to this very moment, we were unable to flatten the curve to ensure that, yes, instead of the reduction in numbers, there is an increase in number. I think the managers of the economy and then those who are on the helm of affair should try as much as they can to do in their own way with their will of power to ensure they flatten the curve and bring hope to the country. And also I want to use this opportunity to also advise the managers of our great country economy that they should try and create a transparent palliative, and also try as much as you can to, give SME businesses a form of palliative. Let me not even use the word palliative, in form of grant, you understand, to push up the economy. And holistically, we are begging General Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, If the country fail, you be the number one president that fail. If any sector of the economy fail, you be the one that fail. And we have antecedent and a footprint. If you leave today, I expected that you did not leave because you came into the power with what? A change mantra, and that is the manifesto the party presented, and that is the vehicle that brought you to the power. There are so many things that we have seen that are not really working well in our sector of economy, and the honor is on you. Please and please, on behalf of Nigerians, on behalf of the peasant, on behalf of the downtrodden, speak to the economic team. Let them have a robust economic team and a robust plan that will change the perception, that will sell the Nigerian to the globe. That whenever Nigerian is being sold, just as Dubai is selling their tourist industry, let us explore. Ajikuta is there. We have Aliburan that is there, that none have been explored. So we should try as much as we can to try and look at all the economic sector and do true diversification. And then I want to see the rainy days to come where Nigeria will be exporting their product to make sure this inflation pandemic we are seeing right now will not be happening. With that, I believe it will go a long way for average Nigerian. Thank you very much.
But we cannot deny that the government is actually doing their best.
Yes, but their best is not enough. I'm not working in a government environment where I'll be afraid of bureaucracy and all that. I'm not working in that. That is why, as an analyst, you have to tell the truth. And it's because the truth has been hidden over time. That is why we continue to face this problem. And that is why I know Buhari is trying. Buhari cannot be everywhere, as we said. But the world, as a runners of our economy, as a runner of Nigeria, who pilots the affair of Nigeria, if you appoint your minister should be briefing you. If they are not doing well, you remove them and bring another person that will do that. And now in his regime, the minister have become a tenor ministers. After 4 years, they are not doing well, and they still give them another opportunity to continue. That ministers they are not seeing it. If they see that the person whom you relied on to give you the better opportunity for you to have your glory is not doing well in that sector, all you could do, you remove that person to serve as a deterrent on other. But you cannot impose. You understand? You can see the National Assembly have been moving for the service chief to be removed. After their tenure have elapsed, they are still remaining there in the office. And the Boko Haram is still operating. The banditry is still operating. The kidnappers are still operating. I know their best, he's trying his best, but those best is not enough for average Nigeria or a person like me who is speaking in your television station. But we believe that if they are listening, if they are watching, they will have a routine to do what? To expressly do the needful for them to bring Nigeria back to the old glory, which we grow to what? To understudy the history.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. John Ocha. We only hope for a better Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming today.
It's a pleasure.
And that's too much we have for you today on TVN Business Daily. I am Chiwendo Osisi. And don't forget that you can follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, and YouTube, and of course on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.